SAT test is grueling. After your test, you are pretty much brain dead, especially if you take it with the essay. Oh my god. I'm so glad I only had to take it once. Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. I'm Christina if you're new, and I'm currently a high school senior, and I also model a little on the side. Today I'm going to be sharing my stats and extracurriculars and a little bit of my advice. A lot of you guys seem to like my college decision reaction video, and you guys wanted to know all my grades and stuff like that. Before we get into it, I just want to make a few more disclaimers. This video is in no way, shape, or form like a way for me to brag or show off. I actually hate talking about like my school stuff and like my scores and things like that, because it's just not me, and I just really value like staying humble and like I don't know. But I definitely watched a lot of these types of videos when I was going through the application process, so I guess this is just my way of giving back. And I know like there are people from my school watching this. Hey, what's up? But it's fine, it's whatever, you know. The rest of the school year is canceled, so I'm probably not going to see many of you guys again, ever, anyway, So my school, we do unweighted GPA, and it's on a 100-point scale, and they only count it up to, I think, end of junior year. It might be up to first semester senior year, something like that, but mine was a 95.6. My school also doesn't do any sort of ranking, so I have no idea where I stand in my class. In my grade, there was like 300-ish people. On my final transcript, I basically have straight A's. That's not saying that I didn't get B's at all. Like, my school runs on a quarter semester, and I definitely did get a few B's, but overall I ended up with A's. Even if that meant like my final score was like a 90, I still made the A. So a tip would be, especially during freshman and sophomore year, to take more elective classes, because during those 2 years you'll probably have more space in your schedule for classes like that. Like, don't just take frees. If you have like 3 frees in your schedule, I really don't think that's a good idea. You could really be using that time more productively. So I really enjoyed taking ceramics. I took Intro to Music Technology, which was really fun. I took fashion marketing. Just take a bunch of classes that can help boost your GPA, but also allow you to explore other areas that you're interested in. And you'll definitely learn a lot in those classes too. And actually, freshman and sophomore year, I didn't have any free period. I didn't have a lunch period. I ate lunch in one of my classes. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I mean, it was a pretty common thing in my school. And at that time, I was like pretty motivated, and I wanted to take all the classes I could. Junior year, I think I didn't have lunch for half the year, and the other half I did. I think that was a good idea. Senior year, I definitely have a little more time. So for APs, my school, we offer a good amount. You can't start taking them until sophomore year. And then sophomore year, usually you're only allowed to basically take one, which is world history. And then junior and senior year is when you can really start taking more APs. In total, I took 9 APs. So sophomore year, I took AP world history. I got a 4. Then junior year, I took AP English language, psychology, environmental science, and US history. I got a 5 on all of those except for US history. I got a 3. That was an L, but it's whatever. I got world history. So this year my APs, I took calculus AB, physics 1, Chinese, and English literature. My advice in terms of like APs, classes, GPA, things like that, obviously try and take challenging courses, because colleges want someone who's gonna work hard. So definitely that's what your grades are gonna show, that you take your academics seriously, because academics and learning should be like the main reason why you're deciding to go to college. But also try and take courses that you enjoy in subjects you're interested in. I didn't take AP Bio or like AP Chem, because I took honors bio and honors chem freshman and sophomore year, and it wasn't my favorite class, but I did like world history and, you know, psychology, environmental science. And at my school, some people will consider those like the easier APs, but honestly, I just had a genuine interest in them, and they're some of my favorite classes to date, so I don't regret taking those classes at all. That's my personal opinion. Don't just take like the hardest courses just for college, because it's not going to make high school fun for you. On the other hand, if you really do enjoy subjects like those, then go right ahead. If you're going into STEM fields, it's probably a good idea to take those classes. I feel like the PSAT is kind of underrated by a lot of people. My advice is to actually take it seriously, the PSAT. The PSAT, most people take it 11th grade. My school, they also encourage 10th graders to take it. In 10th grade, yeah, it didn't really matter, so I didn't study, I didn't prepare. I think I like went onto the College Board website and like looked at like 2 practice questions or something. So I got a 1480 out of 1520, so I got a 730 on the reading and writing and a 750 on the math. In 11th grade when I took it, I think I just looked at a few practice questions again because I already took it once, so I kind of knew what I was like going into. And then I got a 1500 out of 1520. I got a 740 on the reading and writing and a 760 on the math. For national merit that year, I think my like state or like every area is different for the national merit. So I think for me, qualifying index was 221, I believe, and I had a 224. The reason why I say that you should put a little effort into the PSAT is because you can opt in to be on like the email newsletter for a bunch of colleges, and it really just puts you on the radar for all these colleges, and you'll start getting emails from them and like a bunch of information. And a lot of people think national merit may not be that like big of a deal, but you can really get a lot of good scholarships through national merit. Even if it's not directly from national merit itself, a lot of colleges will offer you scholarship because you're national merit. So definitely study for the PSAT if you have to, and just try your best on that. And also it's just good practice for the SAT. I took the SAT with the optional essay. I took it the summer before 11th grade and I got a 1570 out of 1600. So I got a 780 on the reading and writing and a 790 on the math. On the essay, I got a 6 in each category, so for a total of 18 out of 24, which was kind of what I was aiming for because it wasn't my strongest suit, but it was good enough for me. Personally, I only took the SAT, but I've heard a lot of good things about the ACT and I think it's a great option. I feel like if I didn't do as well as I did on my SAT, I probably would have tried to take the ACT because when I was starting to take the SAT, like for some reason, every test date, there was always something wrong with the SAT. It was just like not a good test to take. And the ACT was like pretty stable and constant, if you know what I mean. I think it's just more maybe reliable than the SAT. So my advice in terms of the SAT, or even if you're taking the ACT, it's just you really have to take a lot of practice tests, especially leading up to your test date. When you take them, you need to make your environment like as close to the test environment as possible, like set your time limits, no distractions, nothing at all, and just take it. And it's hard because the test is very long, I know, but you can only get better the more you do it, and that's basically what I found really helpful. I forget how long, but my mom basically signed me up for like this SAT prep class. I actually did not want to take it. I was planning on just studying by myself. I know College Board and Khan Academy have like a partnership where there's a lot of free practice on Khan Academy, but then my mom already signed me up, so I had to take that class. In the end, it was pretty helpful. I think to get a good score on the SAT, yes, you have to like know the content, but it's also a lot about your test taking skills. Like you have to learn what College Board wants you to answer, if you know what I mean. Like if you have all these choices, you need to be able to pick out which one, even if it sounds wrong, which one is the answer that College Board is looking for. So yeah. That's my advice for the SAT. And if you're taking a prep class or if you're practicing on your own and taking a lot of tests, schedule your test date to be like right after your prep class ends or right after you've done enough practice, because if you leave a gap between your practice and your test, your progress will like go down, if you know what I mean. I only took the SAT once because I thought my score was good enough. I was thinking about taking it a second time and maybe getting a higher score because I'm just that bitch, you know, but I talked to my guidance counselor and she said even if you get like a higher score, like a 1580, 1590, 1600, it won't make that big of a difference because you're already like up there in the high range. So say I got a 1590, I submitted that, like in comparison to my 1570, it's not that significant. So I decided to just cancel that registration and I just went with my 1570. The First one I took was bio, and I think I did the ecology version. I took that in 9th grade because I took honors bio, and I got a 750, which is pretty good for me. Sophomore year, I also took the world history one, but then I canceled my score like right after I took the test, so I have no idea what I got on that. I probably shouldn't have canceled. I think I didn't actually do that bad, but yeah. And then junior year, I took Chinese and I got a 780. And then I took math 2 and I got an 800. I think extracurriculars are very important in this college process. Like, maybe even more important than your grades. It doesn't matter how high your grades are, like colleges want to see that you can balance social life, leadership opportunities, work opportunities, and school, and just be like this perfect like human, you know? My experience with extracurriculars is probably a bit different from most people. I spent most of my time outside of school doing modeling. That really affected my school schedule because modeling is super unpredictable. You never know what you're doing the next day. So I wasn't really able to commit to a lot of extracurriculars at school, so like sports and clubs and things like that, especially after freshman year, because I started modeling the summer after freshman year. On your Common App, you can only put a maximum of 10 activities, and you list them in order from most important to like less important. My first one is piano, and that sounds so stereotypical of me, like being Asian and playing the piano, but truly piano has been a huge part of my life, just music in general, because I've been playing piano since I was 4, and I started because I wanted to and for my own initiative, and I just can't really imagine my life without it, so I decided to put that first. I got a score of distinction on the ABRSM diploma exam, if you know what that is. Next, I have my modeling, so this counts as work, and I've been a model with Wilhelmina Models since sophomore year. Also, my school doesn't require community service hours. I know a lot of schools do, but even if your school doesn't, I suggest you really try and do a lot of community service, and don't just do it because of like school requirements or because you want to boost your college application. Like, no, I think volunteering and things like that are really good for the soul, and I definitely want to do it more. And it's really fun, and it just makes you a better person and a happy person. So anyway, I have my volunteering experience in Cambodia. Also sounds so stereotypical, but it was super important to me, and basically I went with my friend and his other friend to Cambodia, Phnom Penh, and we volunteered there for a week at this orphanage, which was also a school, and it was just really, really important to me. So that was third on my list. Next, I have sports. So before I started modeling, I played tennis. Freshman year, I was in JV, and I played second doubles. After that, I put clarinet because I've been playing clarinet for over 9 years now. I said I got a 99 on the NYSMA level 6, which is the New York State music test thing, and then that qualified me for the NMEA division for all county in 2018. After that, I was a summer camp counselor at this art center in my community. I volunteered there the summer after freshman year. I just basically helped the teachers in like their lessons, and I don't know, it was fun. It was an arts summer camp, which I really liked. So in school, I really had to pick and choose what I was involved in, and they couldn't be things that required a lot of time commitment or had like a very fixed schedule with like meetings and things like that. So I was in student government because there was only like a meeting per month. I was in that for freshman and sophomore year as a representative. I was also in this other club that was founded by my friend who I went to Cambodia with. He made this cooking club, and I'm really into like cooking and baking, so I was in that junior and senior year. The summer after freshman year, I also had like this side hustle with my friend. We basically like made our own baking business, and like we sold homemade baked goods to friends and family, and I put that on because I thought it really showed like our passion for baking and also our like entrepreneurial spirit. And yeah, my tip would be to kind of find like a few things that you're really passionate about and you're interested in, and like excel in those few things. Like, it's more quality over quantity here. I think colleges would rather you show you're really good at a few things rather than like doing a bunch of different things and just being like mediocre. You just really have to show your leadership abilities and obviously your passion too. So if you're really into business or entrepreneurship, maybe start your own side hustle or something. If you're really into politics, maybe go for student government, model UN. You can also run for leadership through the clubs you do. There could be dance, art clubs, things like that. Really just find what you're passionate about and excel at it, basically. So obviously I already said I had national merit. When I applied, I put semi-finalist, and then most semi-finalists do qualify to go on as finalists. If you take AP tests, there are different honors that you get. So I was an AP scholar with distinction, but I've heard that doesn't really mean anything because like they already see your AP scores. I agree, but it's always nice to have an extra something. Also, I was a Telly Award bronze winner. Basically in school I was involved in, it's called independent study. Basically it's like a film and TV program. It's not really a club because it counts into your GPA, so it's kind of just like another course, but it's not during the school day. So we like make our own projects. We film a lot of like major school events like the opera, concerts, graduations, things like that. I forget if this was the high school or middle school, but my TV teacher submitted this piece that we made for their cultural heritage night and their performance, and I co-directed that, so that was really cool. Other than that, that was all the awards I have. I know some schools also give out like honors and awards to their students, but my school does not do that. We have senior awards, which is like the end of senior year, so you can't really put that in your application. Okay, so I think that is it for this video. Again, take this all with a grain of salt. This was all just my personal information. Usually college admissions will compare you to other people in your school, and they'll evaluate you based on what your school offers and things like that. So personally, I go to a pretty academically competitive school, and a lot of my peers are very high achieving, and we kind of have like a reputation for just our academics and like sending people to like really great schools around the country. It's kind of harder to get into the top schools because there's so many other kids that are also amazing kids, and like they're super smart, and then they're involved in all these extracurriculars, so in some way it is harder to get into top schools because of that. Also, I want to say your scores do not define your worth, okay? Please know that. Just try your best on these tests. Know that they don't define your worth, your intelligence, your capabilities. Yeah, just do your best, and that's that. All in all, just to recap, I think the best advice I can give you is to try your best in school, work hard to get your good grades, take challenging courses, and in terms of extracurriculars, just find the things that you're passionate about and really put your time and effort into that. Show your leadership skills, excel in those few things, and yeah. So I hope this video helped. Let me know what other videos you would like to see. Maybe I can do like an essay video. So give this a like if that's something you're interested in. So let me know. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I would love to have you join the family. I have a lot more videos planned, and I'm super excited to share them all with you. So if you'd like to stick around for those, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you know when I post. As always, my socials and other links will be in the description box below if you want to check those out. Yeah, I think that's it, and I'll see you soon. Bye!